Hi everyone, welcome back. So for this video, I'm gonna show you guys how I made this Valentine's love letter animated GIF using Procreate Dreams. And as always, before I get started, hi everyone, I'm Ange and I do keyframe animation using transform tools. And for this one, we'll be using Procreate Dreams. Now, this is my first Procreate Dreams video, and this isn't necessarily a deep dive or detailed review of the app or even the tools that it has. This is more of my workflow when I work with Procreate Dreams, because I know that Procreate Dreams still lacks some tools or features, but it doesn't mean that it's unusable. There's actually a lot of amazing features with it. It just takes a bit of a learning curve in order to be able to work with it. So for now, this is how I work with it. In Procreate, we're starting it off with me preparing each part before I export them into separate PNGs. The quickest way that I do this is by turning on Page Assist, because this helps me not only see a preview of the specific layers that I'll be exporting, but it can also export multiple PNGs at the same time. We're now moving to Procreate Dreams and I'm just using a square canvas. As a personal preference, I use 1500 pixels to 2000 pixels when I make my animated GIFs. I know that there are other ways to import from Procreate to Dreams, but this is my preferred method. The reason for this is because I just prefer to manually group and set up all the overlays of the different parts of the animation. Because during the animation process, there's a lot of exploring and experimenting, so ideas change. And I don't want to restrict myself from what I initially planned it to be. Now I'm setting up the frames here and I decided to go with 20 frames, 3 seconds, meaning in total it's 60 frames, which is perfect and can also be used for Twitch emotes. Here I turned on the timeline edit tool so that I can select multiple tracks and group them accordingly. For this one, I decided to group them into two parts. One is the animation of the letter and two is the animation of the character. As you can see here, I'm deleting blank tracks, which I don't know why, but doesn't automatically delete. I hope an update comes wherein that will just automatically disappear. This next process is the most crucial part that I do when I animate, and that is to have every single drawing track in their own group. As we get to the final part of this video, you will see the exact reason why I do this. For now, we're moving along and setting the pivot point of each part. Starting with the character, I'm now adding a transformation keyframe. For this one, I'm only animating scale and position. So you will see me move the letter or even scale it up or scale it down, depending on the effect of the action that I wanna achieve. As this isn't a loop animation, I didn't put a keyframe at the end of the track. You'll see here that I'm animating the letter itself, but I'm also adjusting accordingly the hand track, because there's a point in the animation that it needs to disappear. Do take note that the easing setting of the keyframe track seems to be set default into ease in, so I usually turn those off and just manually do the speed by myself. Just for fun, I decided to add a Gaussian keyframe animation with the live filters, just so that whenever the envelope gets extended, there's this effect of it getting focused from the character to the letter. I actually wasn't able to film the full process of me animating this, but so far I actually got most of the essentials, which is the scale and the positioning of the character as well as the letter. This next animation is wherein the placement of the pivot or anchor point is very crucial. I'll be animating opening the envelope. So on this part, as you can see, the pivot point is right by where it's folded, so that from there, I can use the scale tool to be able to move it up without affecting its placement. This next part is a last minute adjustment as I was doing the animation, and I decided to separate the envelope even further into 3 parts. Like it initially started with 2, and I decided to separate the back part of the envelope instead. Now this part will show you the exact reason why I group each drawing layer, because when I update it in Procreate, I can just automatically drag it inside the group without having to reanimate it. Because if I animated it directly on the drawing track, if I need to update or revise the same drawing track, I won't be able to keep the keyframe animation. Because right now, in my opinion, the drawing feature in Procreate Dreams is still largely lacking, so I don't really advise it to be a place where you would make big changes to your drawing layers. Now here's a quick drawing process of me making my persona, my OC, that I will put into the finished animated GIF and make my own version of a love letter. Also, take note that while I'm drawing this, I'm also keeping in mind the part separation that I will need to maintain so that I can update the animated GIF with my own customized elements. Instead of making an I love you letter, I decided to just, reflect on self-love and use this customized GIF of mine as a way to remind you guys to, love yourself, especially during this season. All the elements are ready, and now I'm exporting it separately into PNGs. Now here's the final animation. I'm sorry that I couldn't film the full process, guys. I didn't realize that the camera stopped rolling. Next time, I'm taking note of it. So right now, I'm opening up the groups wherein I will be dragging the new elements and images into. As I import these one by one, I make sure that once I've imported them, I just hide the other layers just so that I don't really like deleting, guys. I don't like deleting because just in case I may need them again. And Procreate Dreams is powerful enough to be able to have multi-track layers. So let's take advantage of that. Oh, one of the things that I actually love about this animated GIF template is the fact that I can literally put any type of letter, different variations of it here on this envelope. So yeah, that's pretty fun. With that kind of customization, you can literally make jokes of this or even put on serious notes that you can send to different loved ones like family, friends, significant other. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. So here's the final result of this animated GIF. I hope that you enjoy watching this, and I look forward to making more videos about Calipeg and Procreate Dreams and also making more art in them. And yeah, I hope that you look forward to more, and do drop some questions below regarding Procreate Dreams so that I'll be able to know what to cover on the next one. I hope this helped you in some way, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye!